Hi, it's Leilani Cawthon with Learning Council Media. I'm here with Tavis Massey, who is the principal from the Northeast High School, Clarksville-Montgomery County School System. So we're going to talk today sort of about what's going on out in the field, with you as a principal, with your students, with the change dynamics that are going on, with technology flooding the schools. So why don't you give us just a little intro?
Well, good morning. I'm Tavis Massey again, and at Northeast High School, all of our students have one-to-one technology with laptops. The teachers, we have an influx of clear touch boards coming in. So I think I have a delivery of 11 coming this week. So the teachers are using clear touch boards, as well as other technology like LCD projectors, document cameras, document readers. And then at my school, we have a computer information technology academy. So we focus a lot on robotics, coding, and students learning how to train themselves to tell the robots what to do by the correct coding and the correct messaging that they create. So we are really pushing technology at our school for a select group of students, but we want to make sure, like I tell the teachers all the time, the technology does not take the place of a quality instructor.
Yes.
Because every student needs that human factor, that human instructor. So how are we using technology as a resource and a tool, but not to take over education?
Yeah, so those are good leadership things that you need to be doing. How about what's happening with the teachers themselves? Are you getting enough teachers?
Well, right now, my struggle has been in math. All of my other areas, we are fully staffed.
Okay.
But this year, I was down 2 math teachers, but we were able to absorb those numbers with the other math teachers this year. Last year, we went the whole year without 2 math teachers.
Wow.
So we, had to be creative.
Yeah.
And I had a special ed teacher who agreed to go back and get their certification by taking the praxis, and then they became a math teacher. So our struggle has really been math.
Yeah.
But I'm fully staffed as of today. But it changes from week to week. You never know what's going to happen, especially in my district, because we live close to Fort Campbell Army Base, and we have a lot of current spouses of military active duty soldiers, and so sometimes they come and go during the school year, and then sometimes they move in the summer. So it's a revolving door. So it's a struggle, but we do have a lot of people that come and go.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky then to live next to a base where you're probably picking up some of the wives when they can, unless their husband gets restationed, and then they got another whole thing. Well, I think what we're seeing nationally is that's the number one problem, is the getting of teachers. And so we talk a lot about, and you'll hear us talk about that today, we talk a lot about a structural shift to be able to leverage what you do have, even though it's going to get less over time for teachers, across a larger student body, but still provide fully personalized learning. So it's a trick of using time and space differently. I think what we're probably going to see is, even if you could still sort of stably keep your structure the way it is, you will see a pressure to fully personalized learning, not just within the context of the manufacturing line sort of schedule we've always had. We're like, hey teachers, you got to differentiate more, right? Like for each one, you're going to see a pressure to, like, this child is on 6th grade language and 3rd grade math. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
so it's like they have their own path, but they still are socially with other kids. That's the pressure that we see building only because of what's happening in the homeschooling world.
Right.
And all of the big tech companies that are building this great animated software that teaches you math, and then the parent just sort of looks over your shoulder and says, you're getting it, blah, 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 or whatever. There's a lot of pressure from these other forms that are coming in. Are you seeing any of that now? Or are you starting to feel it might be coming?
Yes, because we are really creating individual learning plans for students.
IEPs, yeah.
IEPs, and in our district and here in the state of Tennessee, IEL, I think it's called ILDs,
Yeah.
for those students who may have some misdiagnosis or they were not diagnosed with dyslexia. So we're screening for dyslexia because that's one of the most common disabilities that is forgotten about, or people tend to learn how to cope with that, and it's not diagnosed. So I see us moving in that direction where we are having to screen every student with a universal screener to determine if they are meeting the criteria to be at a proficiency or mastery or above mastery. And then for those students who are scoring in a certain percentile, we drill down. Okay, say we have 200 kids who then score in the 25th percentile or above, or they scored the 25th percentile below. Okay, we get those 200 kids. Now let's dig deeper.
Yeah.
You may have a extra assessment for them to see, did they really try?
Yeah.
Or did they not try? Or are they really struggling?
Was it a bad day for them?
Right, right. And then when they really come down to where the rubber meets the road, you may only have 30, 35 kids who are really, really struggling, who may need that individual learning plan.
Yeah.
So I can see that coming because those are some things that we're working on right now in our district and in the state of Tennessee, making sure that, we identify those kids who really need that one-on-one intervention and then supports while we're not holding anyone else back while we are pushing. So I can see that coming, and it's needed because every kid is not on the same level. They're not on the same, so we have to. It reminds me of that. I see that graphic about is it equity versus equality?
Oh yeah, with the little kids on the boxes.
Kids, so everybody is not the same. So we really. I see us moving to almost to where every learner having an individual learning plan.
Well, I've been hearing that all across the country since even prior to the pandemic.
Right,
every kid has an IEP now.
Right.
I think that's why I'm saying I think the pressure is coming at us from the outside world because our expectations, given that we can order something from Amazon, is there within 24 hours.
Right.
Our expectation is that everything is customized to us.
Right.
And that we're able to do that in almost every other industry. And so when we get to school, we're like, what? Why
Everybody's doing the same.
Why are you customizing for me? And I think it's going to just get more and more serious.
Right.
How that's done, and if it can't be done almost to the extreme level for my individual child, as a parent, I might be just like, well, I'll just form a little parent pod over here.
Right.
And we're just going to, in this neighborhood, we're just going to be out. We're going to homeschool.
Right. Well, that's why you're seeing a lot of the individualized learning centers and tutoring centers becoming popular.
Oh, huge.
And educators are making money outside of teaching by, being an individual one-on-one tutor with kids.
Yeah, so the whole group thing I think is messed up and there's change coming in that area. But I want to say I want to ask you one last question. What are you excited about? What are you proud of? What's the most proud thing for you?
Well, when it comes to our students, they are resilient, and they, many of them want to be in school because they want that social camaraderie that you find by being around others. And I'm excited that the majority of our school population, they do exactly what is expected of them. They know what to do. They stay out of trouble. They're not causing a problem, and they're passing and excelling and mastering the standards. But just like in our world, you have 5 or 10% who's out there not doing what they're supposed to do, which sometimes makes it difficult for everyone. So I'm excited about bringing a more positive light to what the kids are doing, because every kid is not out there cussing and fussing and being disobedient and disruptive in the classrooms. We have some great kids that want to excel, that want to do well, and they just need that opportunity for us to focus and how can we help them. And I'm excited about the opportunity. How can I help this individual kid excel faster and further.
Yeah.
You know, why are we holding them, you know, to stay in school for 12 years until they 17 or until they 18?
Yeah.
If they can excel and graduate quicker and earlier and get to a post-secondary opportunity, whether it's a 2-year college or 4-year college or even in the workforce, you know, I think we have to look at all of that, which is going to really cause the powers that be to have some really brass tacks conversations
Oh, yeah.
about how are we doing school. We're still doing school like it was done back in the night when it was, I guess, when it was invented. I'm just going to be honest. You know, some of the things that we're
it's a
doing
million years ago. Well, it's only
Right.
250 years ago by our calculation. Well, I'm excited that you have a good view of your student body, right? You're not calculating on the few that are disruptive, but on the many, which is true of mankind. There's always only a few.
Right.
They're loud and proud, but you know, I'm really proud. So you go back and give everybody a hug for me.
I will.
And thanks for talking to me today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, good to have you.
Yes, ma'am.